Hello, mi gente. Welcome back to the Naruto Blazing Podcast. Tensei in this bitch. Okay? Today, we got everybody that you're already used to seeing, minus Fudge, because Fudge actually... How many episodes? You only been in one episode, Fudge. So you a new nigga, alright? You a new nigga to the round table, alright? But anyways, we're gonna talk about all the new shit that's been announced. It's a lot of good shit. It's a lot of bad things too, but regardless, we want to talk about all the things that we missed, that we haven't actually talked about because of the podcast being kind of on the low-key radar there. But what I'm going to start with is the Yugito Nii raid, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, you already know how it is, Hero. You start out first.
All right, so it's pretty much just a raid. We got scans for it the other day. Nothing really special to it. A lot of people disappointed because it shouldn't have been a raid because Utakata is an OP banner card, Blazing Fest banner card, and they shafted her in a sense. So, I mean, I don't really care for the character in general, so I'm not mad, but, you know, it's just whatever to me.
I don't know why they made Utakata a Blazing Fest and then made Yugito Nii a raid, because it seems like they're not gonna be on par with each other, you know, them being Jinchuriki and shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how it's always been, right?
It has been, but it's just confusing as fuck, you know, because you can get one card, one of the Jinchuriki for free, but then you can get another one from the Blazing Fest, and it's a Blazing Fest exclusive.
but she is the second tail, so I mean, it kind of.
No, still though, but it's like when you introduce a Jinchuriki in such a way, right, where you do like the Blazing Fest, and you're like, yo, this is the only way you're gonna get this one Jinchuriki, right? Why make the other one like a raid character, you know? It just seems kind of odd to me. It seems off.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we don't have to fucking talk a lot about this, but like, what's the general opinion here on this raid?
I mean, it looks like any other raid, except she has a jutsu where I think you can't... It makes it so you can't switch out.
It's not actually the jutsu. It's the... it's a map or environmental thing. So that's what I wanted to point out. Yeah, 100%. It's if you look at the scan, there's two pictures where you see that symbol, and every time it pops up, it's whoever the characters were are standing over that puddle of water.
Oh yeah.
Right? And not only that, it was translated to show that also. But it's just if you're on that, you cannot switch units, and on top of that, Yugito her jutsus have a knockback effect. So she can physically move you to there.
I know, this is a lot more interesting now that you're telling us this.
You know, I want her to be a good unit. I know it's free-to-play unit. I know she's a free-to-play unit, but I want her to be a unit that you can actually put to work, right? Because it seems like they're giving us a lot of free units that you grind and you don't do shit with them if you grind them, you know? They're going to just be there just because of collection purposes. But you know what? If she has some kind of utility that'll help her, it doesn't matter if they make it short range, as long as they give her like a good amount of attack and health, you know. I feel like as long as they give her that, I'll be happy with, you know, whatever else, you know, she has.
But after you telling me this makes this raid a lot more interesting, because we're still waiting on the smoke. Yeah. Like that's one thing, and now they're adding this water.
Oh, it's on poison fog,
or like that poison thing was supposed to be brought in with Itachi. I don't know why it wasn't, but it was supposed to be brought in with Itachi.
Yeah, I don't know whether they did it like that either.
Whatever the case was, it didn't happen. Either way, it's going to be brought in with Yugito for the first time. Not the smoke, but the environmental conditions.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited now. I just want to see how they're gonna implement more of them in there.
All right, so okay, we're basically done with Yugito Nii, right? There's nothing special about it, or there's not a lot of info to really go on. But, you know, what was the next thing that we wanted to mention? The new game mode, right? The new game mode.
Yep.
So, I forgot specifically, but what does the new game mode entail? It's like a survival thing, right?
It's like, it's called Ninja Road or something along those lines.
All right.
And it's pretty much kind of like a 20-round, and not endless, survival, where each one you go, you get a reward each floor, I guess. And it looks like it's dropping granny points. Now, how much it drops, we don't know, but with those granny points, I'll just do the general overview of it.
Yeah.
You can buy things on the screen. It shows that you can pull or you can buy the crystals, the limit break crystals, the color ones.
Yeah.
But as far as that, it could be things like ramen, other scrolls. We don't know, but
I feel like
as of
that's
right
crap. I feel like that's crap, but yeah, I want it to be something where we get the thing that allows us to get abilities, something and something that we can repeatedly do too, like we can grind it or something. It shouldn't be something like we do 20 floors and it's over, because I feel like it should be kind of like Phantom Castle in a sense, where even after you're done with the 20 floors or whatever, or Phantom Castle has 100. When you're done with all of the floors, you can still continue, right?
I mean, as of right now, we don't know if you can do that in that sense. If you can just keep going back at it.
Yeah. The other thing is that the 20 floors, the way they made it out, shouldn't be easy, right? Because we saw Kurama, at least that was like the one main picture we saw.
Oh yeah.
Right. So it's not like just 20 rooms. We're talking about constant boss. Like it's a boss run. It seems like.
I feel like it'd be cool if they do it kind of like Devil May Cry. I know it's a completely fucking different game, but Devil May Cry had like a survival mode where every 10 floors there was a boss battle, right? So I feel like they could do it, but obviously because it's only 20 floors, they could do it like every 3 fights you get a boss battle or something like that. I feel like that would be kind of dope, because then it's almost like you're going up this ladder to fight a boss, each time. And it would just make the whole grind over there that much more rewarding, I feel,
Yeah.
Because you don't want to
fight. I'm definitely excited to see what's going on, or what's going to happen. But I'm pretty sure there was something about the dupe ability thing where you can.
There was definitely. It said, and I don't know. Don't quote me on it. It's like first time clear reward, you get a dupe releasing or dupe unlocking item.
Okay, that's awesome, right? But now the other question that I feel like I want to ask is, does it have multiplayer? Will it have multiplayer? Obviously, we don't know that yet, right? But like, it's something to kind of just think about. Like, are they gonna do this like the Limit Break event where it's basically by yourself, or are they gonna do it where you can actually have friends to help you out with it?
It doesn't seem like it will be multiplayer, and my only backing for that is because they released a screen and some text on how the characters are chosen, that the teams you run. It says you can pick 18 characters to run, right?
Oh yeah.
3 teams of 6. You're not even bringing a friend unit. You're like, your 6th person is from your team, right? You know how like we bring 5 units plus a friend.
I understand. Okay, I get it.
Another thing is another question.
I was gonna say it's 3 full teams, and then you rotate between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing is that I want personally is I want it to be here all the time, like kind of like story mode, how it's always there. I want this game mode to be there. I don't want it to be like Phantom Castle where it comes back every month or so.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. If it were to stay here, it'd give so much more meaning to this game.
Like, even if there was like a daily limit, right? Even if there was a daily limit, but have it there all the time.
I mean,
right?
It
5 times a day.
It doesn't have to be there all the time. I mean, even if it was there like one specific day out of the week, it would be kind of cool.
Or on the weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah,
just not once a month.
Yeah, right? I feel like that would be fucking top notch, man. Like top notch, because we need something, like you said, we need something that's consistent, that's fun to do, that we can do without having to worry about, okay, what do we do? Right now it's dry, we can't really do anything. I've already done all the raids, because right now I'm in that situation, right? I did the Kisame, I already did everything I needed to do, and right now the only choice I have is grind money, grind ramen, or grind scrolls. There's nothing like else in between that I could really do,
Speaking of which, did the Kisame raid end already, or
not yet? No, not yet.
No, you got until tomorrow, I believe.
Let me go grind.
Right, end of tomorrow. No, wait, Tuesday morning should be the last
Yo,
one.
Fudge, man, you got anything to say about the game mode? Like, are you specifically waiting for something?
No, well, I'm thinking that to add replayability to it, basically, like, it'll be like virtual Dokkan Battlefield, in which, like, after you finish the 20 stages, you'll get, like, an opportunity to even, like, start over from the beginning, and then to add to, like, where you said it was, like, 3 bosses per floor or something, maybe it changes up every single time you do it. It's not necessarily the same stages, because in Dokkan Battlefield, it's every stage is the exact same. Stage 1 is the same for everyone and all that, but if it was different, it would just make it give it more replayability, and you would have more incentive to always play it.
I feel like they could change it up too, like with the rewards, like make the rewards more versatile too, like where specifically what they do is they'll change up what you fight or who you fight in these bosses in these floors, and then they'll also change up the rewards that correspond to the new bosses as well. Like that'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Like if you fight fodder, you'll get some Ricky Dink kind of rewards, but if you fight like a big boss, you get like a really nice reward at like I don't know, like maybe the ability dupe, or you get a shit ton of Rio, or something like meaningful basically. That'd be kind of cool. But,
I mean, I see it as you play it and you get the coins, and then you save up to buy the thing. That's how I'm seeing it. But as we don't know at the moment.
Yeah, no,
so,
I get you. I get you. Like, cause I think I saw like pills too and shit on the scan. So I'm like, I'm like not too sure like how they're gonna go about it. But still.
Oh
like,
yeah, they did have drops.
Yeah,
floor.
So like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Like per 5 stages or something like that.
Yeah, like I'm kind of curious to see how they go about it, but we shouldn't be waiting that much longer, right? For the actual game mode to come out, since spring is just around the corner for JP.
That brings up another thing. I'm thinking it's coming out this update. Like
really?
Yeah,
Like
and the reasoning behind that is I made a video on it, but the reason behind that is we didn't get any notification as to the upcoming raid for this week. Usually in JP they'll give us a week heads up of like, let's say Kisame is coming.
So
we didn't get a
so you
single
feel like they're
thing.
just gonna surprise people with it?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be talking about the next topic a little bit later down. That's gonna have to do with this, but pretty much it's a big week next week. Like, believe it or not, it's definitely. So that's why I believe it's happening next week, but we'll see.
All right. So overall, the new game mode is something that everybody's looking forward to, right? And it's something that kind of gives us a little chance to think ahead, like what are they gonna do? Is it gonna be worth it? Obviously, only time will tell. But right now it seems like something that could be very exciting, and just to know that they're gonna add new shit is kind of like a good thing for us, because, like fucking PSN said last night, the game is stale. The game gets fucking super dry when there's not anything to do, and like you literally have the only choice is to grind, and that's something that you already constantly do even when there is no shit. So like there's no real like value to that when it's dried up. But you know what? You guys want to move on, or you guys got anything else to say?
I mean, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so we want to talk about Kakuzu and Hidan, right? And the Naruto wedding banner as well. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up on the podcast was because PCC was talking about Hidan and like a weird ability that he has, and we were just like talking about it, like what the fuck could it mean? What could you really use it for? And it seemed like an interesting topic to throw out there, because sometimes people do have a grasp on what it is, and they'll throw it in the comments,
Yeah.
Yo, did anyone ever get a chance to confirm that though? Because
No, I went on JP Blazing every single day, and I couldn't get a Hidan on my friends list.
I couldn't. Yeah.
Okay, so from what you said, PSN, right? When he does his ultimate, his secret, right?
Yeah.
He suddenly becomes available for you to hit with your actual
target,
right?
Yeah, your other teammates can target him as well as your opponent's character. But I did this once, and I'm not sure if it's like I don't want to put.
Yeah, you don't want to throw any. Like shit that ain't facts. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So I would love.
We'll definitely know for sure in the next 2 days or something.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So you're saying you can attack your own teammate, the Hidan?
Yeah, and my guess would be is that when you attack Hidan as well, and he receives damage, that it's like a multiplier, or it adds on to.
It'll pass over to the guy you cursed.
To the guy, you cursed. Yeah.
I feel like it would be a good thing, right? Here's the thing. This is what I was kind of worried about. I was thinking, okay, cool, that's a nice feature, but unless it has like an added damage or something, I don't see the point of you attacking Hidan as opposed to the actual boss or whatever, right?
Yeah, like something like for every 10 damage you do maybe 200 damage to the enemy.
I feel that what would have been cool would have been, right? You know how Hidan is a body unit, right? And let's say you have a skill unit teammate, and then you do the ultimate, and let's say the boss is like a heart unit, right? So now follow along with me. Now let's say your skill unit when you hit Hidan, like it'll become basically body damage to the actual boss because Hidan is a body unit. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be like that, or it could be where, let's say I have a body teammate, and Hidan is also body, and I decide to do what is it? Like I decide to fucking do an ultimate jutsu. It'll count as, well, I'm fucking confusing it honestly, but it'll count as the damage as if like the opponent was a body unit, if that makes sense. I don't know how to put it.
I mean,
get what you're saying,
yeah, like it'll negate the element that the boss is actually at the current moment because you're hitting Hidan, not the boss. You get it? Like whatever damage you do to Hidan,
it's like Hidan's the enemy instead.
Exactly. There you go.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
the element would change to what Hidan is basically. Like I would
If
love
this
some
were a
shit like
thing,
that.
there you have 3 characters. One could be curse mark. The other 2, Hidan and whatever character, and then you curse him. Then you just stall for the rest of the game, and you could easily beat him. So
I'm pretty sure it doesn't function that way specifically, only
Yeah,
because
I'm sure it don't.
like
but-
that's us getting our hopes up, to be honest. But the only reason I'm saying that is because nothing's written in the game. That's the only doubt it brings to me, right?
yeah,
This crazy
I
mechanic.
haven't heard a single thing
right?
from like anybody about this. You know?
That's the only
For
thing.
me,
We'll-
I'm just
we'll-
saying it would be cool. It would look cool,
Yeah.
like if they
Yeah.
would do that. But
if
obviously
they did it, that'd
won't.
be insane.
Yeah, no, if they did it, that shit, like that will make Hidan one of like the beastest cards in the game because he would be the only nigga that had that, right? But
Definitely.
just imagine if you had like skill units. The bosses are hard, so obviously the boss has the elemental advantage. But because you're hitting Hidan, who's a body unit, that damage transfers over to the boss as if your skill was a body. That'd be dope. That'd be fucking cool, man. Because then you would have a character that could, that has the specific ability to negate like a certain thing from a boss. That'd be kind of nice. That'd be nice, I feel.
Yeah.
But Kakuzu really doesn't offer anything amazing, does he? Because I really
I mean,
look at
there's a thing that they've been doing recently. I don't know if they've been doing it way back then, but they've been making the 2 banner cards like work incredibly well together. Looking at the Hinata and Naruto one, I'll get into that a little bit later. But the Kakuzu and Hidan, like for say his buddy jutsu or his field jutsu, boosts the attack for that specific element of the other partner's character, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Right. So like,
okay.
And it's like a
Kakuzu-
high multiplier. In
yeah,
that
it's
sense.
like Kakuzu is bravery, right? But he buffs body, and Hidan's body, but he buffs bravery.
By how much? By how much though?
I think it's 150 to 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it says 150 to 300, like what does that
It's
mean?
depending on
the range
how-
of how close they are.
Oh, how
to
close?
each
Yeah.
other.
Okay.
It depends on how relatively like how close you are to that character.
Okay, no, I get you. Okay, that makes
300's a huge boost if
No,
you're
it
doing it.
is.
Yeah. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up is this is what my like video somewhere in the next coming day or 2 will be about, is that the shift in power, right? So I was dropping this, I told Hiro about it, I told Kabuki about it, but pretty much if you notice their stat lines,
Yeah.
they're relatively weaker than the previous units that have been out. In the sense, like Kakuzu is really easy to compare, right? Because you can take him and compare him to Kirin Sasuke. Kakuzu and Kirin Sasuke are both non-Blazing Fest units, right? Right. So I'm not comparing him to a Blazing Fest. But look at Kirin Sasuke, about the same exact health, about 1,000 HP, but he has like 1,600 attack, and that's 300 more than Kakuzu, right?
Okay.
And they're both long range. So it's like, what's up with the sudden change in attack?
they're like
300 is a huge cut.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like it seems like the new banner cards are not even worth getting because right now what it seems they're aiming for is to make 2K attack like the norm, right? Like the standard for like what counts as a decent unit to even consider bringing up on the game.
This is where this like new theory that I had in mind is. It has to do with the dupe item, right?
Okay.
Right. If you look at Hidan's dupes are very specific, and the same thing with Kakuzu. They're very specific and they're very useful. Kakuzu's dupes is in order: 100 attack, 100 HP up, 100 attack up, 200 HP, 200 attack. Okay. So you're getting 400 extra attack on him, right? So that's a lot, right? If you get all of his dupes, you're getting an extra 400 attack. And now he goes from having 1,300 to 1,700 attack. And you're talking about 1,700 is really close to like max limit broken Itachi. for long range
Doesn't
in a sense.
Hidan have like health? What is it? Health healing.
He
He's got
this-
100 health each time.
Each time on the
So
ability,
he has the
right?
self-healing, right? The same thing that OT Naruto, One Tail Naruto has,
Yeah.
right? Heal 100 HP every turn, regardless if he's in the front or back, and he has 5 of them.
Yeah, that's
It's-
a lot.
that's
That's
just
500,
insane.
dude.
Like,
So what I was like theorizing is that they're shifting the power to dupes. They're making it so that, you know, characters aren't just a bundle of stats anymore.
Okay.
So, right, you get a character, it's good, but it can be great if you max out their dupes, right?
I get
Instead
you.
of just having every generic character have, okay, I'm a bundle of stats,
They need
and that's
to.
why
They
I'm
need
good.
to make that more accessible. I don't know if this road to.
So
if this road to
that's
Ninja
what I'm
thing-
thinking. Yeah. If that road to Naruto or whatever ends up having these
Ninja
dupe
road.
items, shut the hell up. Okay. But if they make it similar to Elder Kai's, where like Elder Kai's aren't just like tossed out, but it's not like they're impossible to get, right?
Exactly,
In
yeah.
Dokkan. Right. So you can have like if you have a team, you know, like your main hard hitters in Dokkan, you can usually max out their super attack with Elder Kai's.
No, yeah, because the thing is
Right.
with Dokkan, right? When you have a card, you're pretty confident that you're gonna get Elder Kai's at some point to max out the
Exactly.
abilities, right? So with Blazing, I want it to be like that, where it's not exactly easy, or you can just get it whenever, but you can at the very least be sure you're gonna get them at some point.
Yeah.
You know,
So
in
that
the
at
near
least your
future.
main dudes can have them, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that, right? They're changing it so that the characters are weaker just from their pure stats, like the raw stats. But if you dupe them out, they'll be a
Become
lot
insanely
stronger,
Yeah.
yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
what like I'll go. That's what I'm gonna go more into depth about in my own video. But I just want to bring that up here.
I just want to
Okay.
say Hidan is a fucking tank. Like,
Bro,
add in
has
a dupe or two,
2300. Yeah.
like this man is god tiered tank.
You have 3. If you're running with multiplayer, a team of 3 max Hidans, you'll never die.
Honestly.
That's crazy, yo. Holy
But-
crap.
So if we're moving on to the wedding, Naruto and Hinata, pretty much the same thing. They work extremely well together. But for Hinata, you got to get the third dupe to make her have useful, what do you call it, abilities. Looking at Naruto, nothing much there. I mean, other than the fact that it reduces skill damage.
Yeah, he's a tank for that. For skill.
He's super
Yeah.
tanky, but it's like I feel like if they gave it to him the wrong thing, right? He's a heart unit,
Mhm.
and they gave it to him on skill when they should have gave it to him on body. If the man could
Exactly,
reduce
exactly.
body by 50%, it's like you're taking neutral damage.
Yeah.
Like what is it? Hiruzen has an ability that's like that. It's like it reduces skill by 100, and it's like, dude, he's already a hard unit. He already has the elemental advantage, so he doesn't have to worry about that. You should give it. You should give it to like the what is it? The body type, right? Like, okay, let's
Yeah.
let's. If anything, like you should do it where it'll be good to have if you're going against an objective that puts you at an elemental disadvantage. I feel like that's the best
It's
way
like
to go.
this is what we like. One of the big problems that we had, and this is what we talked about last night as well,
Yeah.
is that the hardest difficulties on missions have the stupidest objectives.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Right. Like the heart, like these are the type of stuff we need on characters. Like having Heart Naruto with 50% body reduction if you max out his dupes. That's what we need to beat those types of missions.
That would be dope, man. Like that's what I'm saying, right? And another thing was, just going back really quick to Hidan and Kakuzu, I don't like how they do that with their power up system, where it's like if you do body only, right? You wouldn't be able to bring Kakuzu to give the body type 300 damage extra, right? So why not do that for another body unit, right? Like let's say give Hidan the ability, just to give you an example, like give Hidan the ability to give other body types, an extra 300 attack, because they are body only objectives. So I wouldn't be able to bring Kakuzu to give me that boost. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It almost seems redundant to give it to a different element because of the fact that they have the objectives that are kind of element based.
Right? They did the same thing with Karin when Sasuke came out, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Karin's wisdom, but he for some reason she boosts heart.
Yeah, it makes no sense
Yeah.
because when you do heart only, she's not gonna be there to give you the boost. So it's like, what constitutes as an incentive for me to bring her? Nothing.
I mean, it looks like they're going towards the thing of trying to create OP teams. You know how, like, in Dokkan, you have, like, teams that support each other? It's kind of like
quote,
that.
rainbow teams, but
Yeah.
but still, like, if the thing is, every unit has to have a significant enough of a purpose to be there. I don't think
they're gonna have to change the objectives,
Yeah, but think about Karin as a unit that would only give you 300 health. Would you rather have her or have a really beast unit in her place? You know, that costs just as much, that has just as much cost. You know what I'm saying? Like that matters, and I feel like they didn't really think it through, because I would rather have, I don't fucking know, let's throw Jiraiya as an example. I would rather have Jiraiya than have Karin on the team, right? Because Karin can give you 300 extra attack, but what does that really translate to if she herself can't really do much, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it feels like you have a unit there just to support one specific unit. It seems, because it's like a buddy thing, right? It's a buddy ability, right? Like, it's not like, oh, she'll be on the field and she'll give it to everybody that's around her. So it's a waste, I feel, you know?
Yeah. Another thing I want to look at are both of the Naruto and Hinata jutsus, ultimate jutsus.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it's the same thing where they're helping each other out. It's almost kind of like the Utakata situation where if Hinata uses her jutsu first and jutsu seals the character, then Naruto's jutsu does like 12 times damage instead of 8.5. I just want to point that out.
They're doing a lot of that where it's like, I think they started that out with Sasuke, right? They started it out with Sasuke, where with Sasuke, you know, CS2 Sasuke does, what is it, like a times 12, you know, multiplier on bravery, but like on everybody else it's like a 9.
Yeah, that's more specific with One Tail Naruto and Might Guy, right?
Yeah.
They do extra damage depending on the typing.
Yeah.
This does extra damage depending on the condition, similar with Kazekage Gaara, Utakata. So like Kazekage Gaara
was a slip damage basically and all that.
And
I
then
mean, personally, I really like the idea of this, you know?
Yeah.
But,
so
okay, no, I get you. Overall, man, what do you guys think about the banner cards? Like, as a final topic, as a final thing to just wrap up the whole banner thing.
So Naruto is good, nothing amazing, but I firmly believe this Hinata is a top tier card.
Okay.
She has 4 chakra and gives you a 3,000 barrier. So normally barriers are kind of trash because the barrier amount is always subpar. Like if you looked at Jirobo had like 5 chakra for like a 2,000 or a 1,500 barrier. This is the first time they gave you a low cost barrier for a high amount, and 3,000 damage is a lot.
No,
right?
it
Like
is.
most teams have 10,000 health on average, right?
Yeah.
Right, and you're talking about like a full team of like maybe like 4 or 6 stars in there, 2 5 stars, right? So if you limit break, it might be more, etc. But 3,000 of 10,000, you're talking about like a third of your health right there.
She would be even better if it was perfect dodge instead of barrier, because you know barrier has to do with damage, and then perfect dodge can just dodge anything, regardless of what it is.
That's true.
You know?
But what the difference is, and this is where the benefit of barrier comes in versus perfect dodge.
All right.
Perfect dodges
Team attacks.
always last. No, not just that. Well, yes, that's like one part of it. Perfect dodges always last 3 turns.
All
Right. If you look at every single perfect dodge, it lasts 3 turns unless you're talking about what is it? Skill Kakashi, like the OG skill Kakashi, because his was an ultimate jutsu that lasted 6 turns.
Okay.
But 3 turns is on average. Barriers last for 5 turns, and on top of that, barriers take 3,000 damage to get broken. So perfect dodges, even if you get tapped with like a 10, but you get tapped with three guys that hit you with a 10, your perfect dodge breaks.
Yeah.
That's it. It's gone.
Okay, I get what you mean. Okay.
So that's the benefit of the barrier, but the benefit of the perfect dodge is on bosses. You know, when you're about to take like 6k damage, perfect dodge it through.
Yeah. No,
so
I get
each
you.
one has its own benefits.
Okay, I get you. Yeah, like they're not like one of them isn't completely more worthless than the other or something.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you. All right, Hero Man, you got anything else or no?
No, I mean that's pretty much it. You know, it's characters.
All right.
Personally, I'm not pulling on them, but you know.
All right, so now.
Oh no. The other thing I wanted to mention is that they have double rates.
Do they? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2%.
They have
right?
it's 2% per character instead of 1%.
I mean, you know what? I'll probably try to pull for Hinata. I'm not too sure yet because
They're also exclusive characters, so this is the only time you'll be able to get them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of that, it's coming out in the anime. Yeah, because they usually like to do that. Like they like to celebrate whatever's going on in the anime with like a banner or an event. You know, Shikamaru's story being an example there. But okay, we'll just wrap this shit up. We're gonna move on to the next one. New legendary characters announced, 10 million downloads. The 10 million download celebratory event. You guys already made videos. My only
I can just go over the main points.
Yeah, my only point though, I'm gonna make it quick because you guys got a lot more to say. I feel that it's just like a rarity thing. They're just gonna add a rarity called legendary. When you pull the card, it'll say legendary rare as opposed to super rare or very rare, right?
Yeah.
Other than that,
so
I
like
don't know what it is.
LR, etc. Like just a new. I get what you're saying because you said, and you made a good point. So let me read the translation first, right? So it'll take like a minute. So the first point is worldwide 10 million registered users campaign coming out soon from 24th of March, right? So next Friday. Gorgeous login campaign and various events are in the midst of preparations. So we're getting something alongside, this legendary shinobi. And the last point is, of course, also the legendary shinobi is debuting soon. Yep. And the key word that you actually brought up is that debut, right? Debut has the connotation of something that isn't in this game that will be released soon, right? It's not something that like, oh, we're getting a new 6-star character, but it's like that's just a new character, right? Like 6 stars exist, but debut, the way they say it, it's like they're bringing something completely new to the game.
That's basically like obviously you already said this, but that is like my feel of thought because when they used debut, that's the first thing that clicked with me. It was like, okay, it seems more like a rarity thing than it is, how you guys were thinking about it, like literally in the literal sense. Oh, we're talking about maybe a legendary ninja like Madara or whatever, right? So I don't know, man. I feel like if it is a rarity thing, it opens a lot more doors. I don't know what they could do with it. But they could add like a rebirth system where 6-star could go from 6-star to a 7-star. That'd be kind of cool. Only bad thing that Fudge, did throw out is that, since a lot of characters do have to limit break, it would be a shame if they make it so you have to limit break them first, because it is kind of too grindy, right? And then to make them 7-star, I'm assuming you have to get them all the way back up to level 100, whatever the fuck it is. I'm assuming 200. So it will be pretty tough. It would be pretty tough for somebody.
I feel like if you look at it in the terms of like 5 stars and 6 stars, right now, without limit break, 5 stars go to level 80.
Yep.
Right? And then 6 stars go to 100. But if you limit broke a 5-star, it goes to 100, which is the base, like the highest level a 6-star can go to. So I'm assuming that a 7-star would just be the same level as a limit broken 6-star. So it would just be a natural level 150.
Like
a 150.
I got you.
Right?
That'd be cool too. They could do that too. I feel like, adding that 200 would it would seem off, to be honest. But the levels do go away because they become mats, right? It says mats. It doesn't say like a number after you mat them out. So, but I don't know. Like, what characters do you think are gonna add as a 7-star for this new legendary rarity? What are the first cards that you guys think?
So I made a list thinking about it this morning, I guess. So the main things are, I'll just throw them out: Sage Mode Naruto, Jiraiya Sage Mode, Pain, or Madara. The reason that I chose the more likely one is Sage Mode Naruto. The term legendary means like spoken of, like known, that is the part of the anime where Naruto was actually recognized and known by everybody. Like he saved the village, he became the hero in a sense. So that's why I think that's the kind of the right term for this Naruto to be the 7-star. But looking at Madara, he was also another character that everybody hyped up. Everybody knew that guy, you don't mess with him, in a sense. So that's how it is for me.
All right. I don't know. I think it might be what is it? The fucking Edo Tensei characters. Some of them. I feel like some of them might be in there. Besides him, because of the fact that they kind of apply to that what you're saying with the legendary thing. What are you saying?
Yeah, I said the same thing essentially, right? So like Jiraiya, just because he was a Sanin. I made that point in my video, right? He's a legendary, like they were referred to as the legendary Sanin, or the Sanin, like I'm pretty sure translates to legendary ninja. So that was just like one thing. And the thing is, it's not like they're gonna give us like, I swear to God, I pray they don't give us an Orochimaru. but right, or Orochimaru or Tsunade, but Sage Mode Jiraiya, it fits in the timeline. Hidan and Kakuzu taking on that crew is right around the time where Jiraiya takes on Pain, so it fits the timeline.
Just to add to that, though, I feel like it would be such a wasted opportunity to do that. If they add Tsunade and they were like the sounding Tsunade and the sounding, it would be such a wasted opportunity because we already have an auto in the game. Well, we have multiple autos in the game. We have a Tsunade in the game, and then we have multiple Jiraiyas, right? So
we have the bundle Tsunade also.
Yeah. I guess you could add her too. I forgot about her. But what I'm trying to say is, if they do that and they give us the legendary sounding, it wouldn't feel as like fresh, But if you introduce a new character that we haven't seen in the game with this new rarity, it would be fucking hype. People would be trying to pull for it. Now, obviously that goes without saying. It could be Madara, it could be Rinnegan Tobi, even though they would be kind of fucking skipping really far ahead, even though they're known to do that, but not that far, right? But if anything, I would say, give us something that's not too far into the story, but also something that's like hype, something that can get people interested in it.
Definitely.
All right, so
I was about to say something, but holy shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. On the thing with Sage Jiraiya, I feel like they would have to introduce Sage Mode Jiraiya when they do a Pain raid. Like it would have to be that way. Like it just has to go hand in hand. If not, that would just be a waste.
They do love doing that. I mean, think about it this way, right? You remember what I was saying when I also Sakunet too. CS2 Sasuke came out, right? You remember how you could pull Naruto, the one-toe Naruto, to fight him. Yeah. And then the Yugito Nii raid is about to come out, but then look at the Hidan and Kakuzu banner. It came out a week before, right?
And then you had Kirin, Sasuke, and Itachi.
Sadly, see, they are already setting it up kind of like that, so it wouldn't be too far off, right?
I'll tell you what, if we get a hint, because they always hint at the raids, upcoming raids. If we get a hint and it's Pain, then you best believe it's going to be like Sage Mode Jiraiya.
Yeah. I mean, 100%, yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool if you do that because, it will go hand in hand. And the one thing, though, that I really want them to do right is to, do justice to the cards. Don't make them a 7-star with, like, the shittiest stats that a 5-star could have or a 6-star could have.
Yo, let me speak on this too. On Pain, right?
Okay.
Here's what I'm hoping they do with Pain. If Pain is not one character, like all his bodies is not one character, right? I want them to make a banner with Sage Mode and Pain, like Yahiko Pain, like
Tendo
Pain,
the main Pain. Make him a pullable banner card, and then the raid drops all of his other body parts, like the animal path and like the other paths.
That'd be cool.
That would be like the
best. Interesting.
What if you needed to awaken Pain using his other Pain?
Hey, no. Think about it. That's cool. 6 paths of Pain. You pull Yahiko, the Yahiko Pain, the Tendo Pain, right? So you would have the other ones be kind of like awakening items, right? That'd be cool. That'd be actually kind of cool to do.
Not even awakening. They don't even have to be like per se awakening items. They could be like really good support characters for that thing.
I mean, it could be both.
Like
it could be literally both.
It could be both, but it's like, what kind of a clusterfuck do you think that's gonna be? Like, think about
it. Bert. People aren't just gonna want to play as Yahiko Pain. When they want Pain, they're gonna want to play with. That's why it's gonna be kind of hard because you can only play with 5 characters, right?
Yeah.
Pain is 6. So either I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. Like they're gonna have to make him one character.
It's gonna be interesting.
No. I'm telling you right now, I already know of 2 things they could do. Given how they be using like the ultimates from Storm 4, right? I'm assuming that the ultimate for this Tendo Pain would be all the 6 pats coming through, joining in, right? Yeah. And you know how they ended with like all of them stabbing you like from the air.
Yeah,
I feel like that'll be the ultimate. If not, if they don't do it that way, it'll be the super big almighty push. But what I want is, I don't want ultimates that only do damage anymore. I want ultimates that have some kind of sense of, utility. Because
like I feel like they should add a lot more different, like unique utility
variety,
to make the game more.
Like they did a good job with Hidan's ability, but it could be tuned up a little. But that's the step in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
Something unique, something that we've never seen before.
Another super content that I think, or I just thought of, is they could have two versions of pains. One pain is a raid pain that went up against Jiraiya, so then that's a little bundle, like summon Jiraiya, play the pain raid, and then the next one is kind of like a hero villain banner with Sage Mode Naruto and Sage Mode Jiraiya, pain.
They could have the fucked up pain that has the cloak all messed up that fought against the Nine Tails. That'd be kind of cool too, right? Like where they could have variations, like you said. Like they could have the normal pain that showed up to the village, or the one that fought Jiraiya, whichever one you really prefer to call it. And then have the other one that's like already like battle worn, right? Like where he has like the cloak all messed up, he has the scars.
Like right when he does Chibaku Tensei.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So the one thing that this game doesn't do, which I'm also going to include for the next topic, is that they don't have multiple variations of a character. You look at Dokkan, Dokkan's more established and all, but the one thing that I like they do is, like, for example, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. There's like 6 of them now.
Yeah, they came with like each color literally had a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Like
I don't mind that. Like you can make
everything.
You don't have to make a stronger, like let's say one till Naruto, right? They could have made another one till Naruto that's heart type, just a little bit weaker, does something different. Like you can have different variations of the same character. And that's what they don't do.
Again, I feel like it's still kind of early, so I still feel like they can get to that point. But like flesh it out with newer characters now, and then later on you start hitting us with more of the same characters. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
They only have that for Naruto, Gaara, and Sasuke now, where there's like multiple iterations of those characters.
I feel that that they are gonna take like a route where they're gonna probably focus on the main characters having multiple variations, right? Like the really well-known ones. Like they're not gonna give, let's say, I don't think they're gonna give Hidan multiple different variations. You get it? So what I feel like they're gonna do is, okay, Naruto's well-known. Let's do that with Naruto. Sasuke's well-known. Let's do that with Sasuke. Like you said, Gaara too. But I highly doubt they would do that for like the other characters that aren't as well known or have a big as fan base. Because they want to build hype. That's what they want to do in order to get people to play the game.
Another thing is, we're still in the story. Like we're still trying to get all the characters that is going through the story. Yeah. So I feel like we need to give it time before we start criticizing on that part,
Yeah,
I mean, Dokkan, I don't know how far Dokkan is, if they have everybody, because I know they have multiple.
Dokkan pretty much went through the entire story.
Yeah.
Already.
So now they're going back and like getting all the nitpicky ones and making multiple versions of them, So I feel like we should just wait a bit on that, but
No, for sure. I feel that right now it's the best time for them to implement not only these new characters that'll be a lot more useful, but obviously implement the fixes that are needed to make the game kind of
better.
Not only better but more user friendly. Like because I mean they go hand in hand when you think about it, but when you think about as a new player what you gotta do to get your character to where you want him to, it's a lot of work. Like it almost kind of like the whole limit breaking process. It almost lends itself for the higher tier players, right? The ones that are already high leveled. So like I want it to be something where it's like more user friendly. Obviously, not make the rates easier or nothing like that. But when it comes to limit break and make them easier for people, have it to where it's only crystals that you need, or at the very most they'll do is like 6-star crystals will be the shit that you need, right? At the most. But, the way... I do agree with you guys that the limit break is annoying and shit.
Yeah.
And I do it because I'm already so used to it, right? Like, it's not... Like, you don't even think about it. But when you're getting into the game and you see that being, like, thrown to you, you literally feel overwhelmed, because that's how I used to feel. You guys know I complained about the limit breaks like all the fucking time.
Yeah, you did.
100%. Yeah.
And you know, I feel that if they really went about the feedback that they got, they would have a really good game on them. You know, like a really nice game.
They would, yeah.
So
I can just go through my list.
yeah,
Of
I
all the
want you
things that
guys
need
to
be
go through the list of shit that like you feel needs to be fixed. You, Mystic, you already have the list. PSN has a lot of things that he probably want to talk about too. So
well, to be honest, I mean Fudge had like a brainstorming session like with Kabuki like a couple weeks back, I think. So I'm just gonna like sit back and let y'all.
I got it.
I mean, just throw it, you know, just for the podcast.
Yeah,
sake,
yeah.
You know, just
I took advantage of the Reddit, made sure to ask everyone there, because there's almost like 8,000 people in the Reddit, so I made sure. Yeah, so the thing is, all of us, like just us guys in the podcast, you know, we're bound to miss something.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just read off what kind of I made bullet points and everything. We'll just read off from the top, right? So limit breaking, unnecessarily tedious. Characters don't feel too much rewarding at level 150. There's a lack of efficient methods to retrieve materials to limit break, right? So it's like, like even though limit breaking takes a lot of materials to do, it's hard to get, or it's tedious to get all those materials. There's no multiplayer for limit break missions, so it means you're using your stamina the entire time, not for the other stuff like Ryu and scrolls, but for the specific mission. Limit breaking should not be considered the core content of the game.
Yep.
Right. Definitely. That is something that I feel strongly on. It should not be required to make a unit useful.
Yep.
It should not be given to every impact unit. And this is what I want to just talk about briefly. So, for example, when Sasuke came out, and you guys already know this because we went over this yesterday, but when Sasuke came out, he was the first raid character to be limit broken. And then the next one was Orochimaru, and Bandai had a decision that, okay, we can make it so that Orochimaru is limit breakable or not. We could set a trend here. And what if they didn't make Orochimaru limit breakable, they could still give him better stats. They didn't have to give him level 100 stats. They could have been like, okay, we're not going to make him limit breakable, but we'll give him like the equivalent stats of if you limit broke him to 130.
I got you, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and then what we'll do is when a new hyped character comes out, we'll make them limit breakable. So like Four-Tail Naruto, you know, he's a pretty hyped character, but it didn't feel that hype because he was like, oh, another limit break character.
Yeah, he's like the third one.
So that was another point. So the next one does not need to be given to every pullable unit. As we progress in time, every single 6-star in this game is getting a limit break. Doesn't need to happen. There's characters that can function perfectly fine without limit break. People like Neji, people like Tsunade, their core character can still be brought out without a limit break. I'm not saying that I don't mind it, but doesn't need it.
Just give it to the people that need it.
Exactly. Let's see. Scrolls should not be the hardest material to get. It's kind of obnoxious. I feel like everything else is easy. Like scrolls are easy to get, but it's like you get two-star scrolls when you gotta get them up to 4 stars. So it's kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
So that's mostly the limit break problems. Let's move on to gameplay.
We want to just talk about we'll go like point by point, like limit break. We'll talk about limit break, and then we'll go on to the gameplay.
Okay, so yeah, do you guys want to talk about anything else about limit break?
Nah.
Yeah,
maybe
I do.
Go ahead.
We have a lot to say.
Let me give my opinion on the limit breaking, man.
Right.
Look, I find it absolutely tedious and a huge waste of time. And the payoff, as you said earlier, doesn't feel a lot of the times doesn't feel worth it. I mean, Orochimaru is like the most glaring example. You spend like what, a day or two grinding just to make a shit tier character a little less shitty, but still pretty much shit, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the biggest issue with limit breaking, we could make limit breaking great again, to quote Trump, right?
Oh no.
To make limit breaking great again, what we can do is, right, we eliminate the need for scrolls, in my opinion. We eliminate the need for what does it take? Rio scrolls. Look, no, we can leave the Rio. Right? But maybe reduce. Yeah, reduce the amount that it takes to limit break. Just use the crystals. Why not just make the crystals all you need to limit break your character? It's so much simpler. It saves so much time, and then I just feel like as well as making the limit breaking more worth it. Like it shouldn't make Orochimaru a shit tier character to a less shittier character. He should go from a shit tier character to he's pretty good. I can actually
usable, at least.
Yeah, he's usable. At least be usable.
Thing that I don't like is
my take on limit break.
No, I get you. And the thing I don't like is that they capped the limit break where it doesn't really do like as much shit. It's like Mystic pointed out. Like look at Skill Sasuke, the OG Sasuke that came out when the game was out. That character is still reliable to use as a skill unit. Like he has like over 2k attack. And he has, his damage multiplier obviously isn't the greatest because it was relevant when the game came out, but not anymore. But you can still use it. Now, why don't they do that for like all the kids that limit break? Give him like a very significant stat increase that'll make him usable to the point where you can put him on a regular team. Now, obviously, Odo, using your sample of Odo, right? If you were to limit break him, it'll be almost like polishing like a turd, almost like it's still a turd. It's just like a nicely polished turd, I personally didn't go for Odo because I saw him as 1600 attack. I don't want him. It's kind of garbage. I didn't do it. So it's like you gotta give people an incentive to actually grind a card. Either the incentive be a card that people want, or a card that has actual fucking like nice stats or nice utility. Because people will grind a card that has a nice art at the very least. Like I feel like that's the lowest people will go, and then like the most effort people will go for is like a really nice, heavily what's the word I'm looking for? Heavily organized character that has nice stats, that has nice ultimate jutsu, a nice regular jutsu. You know what I'm saying? Shit that like actually matters.
To add another point, if I could, right, to interrupt, but I think Mystic kind of hinted on this earlier when he said something about like. Stop making like basically they're designing characters with limit breaking in mind.
Yeah.
Like stop making characters that are shit so people have to limit break them. Just make a good character, right? And then in the future, if that character becomes outdated, use limit. That's when you limit break them to make them relevant again. Let time pass instead of just dropping a brand new card and they're already limit breakable. Like limit breaking is supposed to be a technique to make old irrelevant characters relevant again and useful. That's what limit breaking should be.
I feel like you can compare it
in a nutshell.
You can kind of compare it to like how pre-orders work for AAA games, right? Where they're like, okay, pre-order for you to get this game mode that should have been in the game. So the banner is like, okay, summon on the banner to get this card that would then later on would give you access to getting better stats through limit break. I don't like that, If you give me a card that I pull, that like I can understand completely for a free card, right? But if it's a card that I pull, I don't want to have to limit break it. Unless it's a card that's old already, like super old, that I would otherwise make it relevant by not limit breaking. I don't want it to have to be limit broken right off the bat. It's too early for the Sasori limit break. Too early for Hashirama and all of them. Granted, I do appreciate the fact that Hashirama is like a really boss skill unit now, but they need to wait before they make him limit breakable. And not only that, do it 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. Don't give us 5 characters at a time.
Limit break, that's
slow
it down. Slow it down.
Yeah, because like the game is pretty new compared to other gacha games, so there's no need for them to rush it.
I feel like they should even make limit breaking an event, in my opinion. Like
honestly,
once per month, like make a limit break raid or like a special limit break character. Make it an event and actually make it worth limit breaking. Like people we were comparing it to LR cards and Dokkan, right? Yeah, it's a hell of a grind. It is, but when you finally get that LR card, he's doing work. Look at LR Gohan. LR Gohan hits for like 20. Like he does insane damage. He's the hardest hitting card in Dokkan battle, right? Yeah. When I'm limit breaking cards in fucking Blazing, I feel like you don't get that payoff. Like you do not get that. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't limit break as much as you guys, but I feel like you do not get that sense that, holy crap, this is like a beast card now.
I feel though
like, when our limit break characters, I kind of feel like
I feel where limit break
he's
could
a little
go.
better, but
it's like if they improve not only the stats of like attack and health, but they improve the multipliers too. Like, you know, okay, the multiplier used to be
change
12.
Up the card a bit.
Yeah, give it 15 multiplier instead. That way, that way it's a lot better. You know, it's a lot more rewarding.
So to counter PS360's thing, it's the fact that we're going little by little, if you know what I mean. If we were to, like, let's say get all of the items and go from 100 to 150, you would look at it and be like, all right, that was an achievement, you know? Same as LR. I don't know how big the boost is for that, but like if it's just the fact that you're going like little by little to that range, you know?
But yeah.
But I agree.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying though. Because it's incremental, you don't really notice it all at once. But I still kind of feel like, again, I keep going back to the Orochimaru because I limit broke Orochimaru to 150, right?
Yeah.
So after I limit broke him, I kind of felt like I sat back and I looked at him and I'm like, wait, hold up. I still wouldn't really put this guy on my red team. Like, he's good, but I have way better red cards to throw on my team. Like, he would come in near the end. Like, if I'm choosing a red team, he's like one of the last choices I might have to throw in. Like, okay, maybe he can fit in here. But you got Kid Kakashi, you got Sasuke, you got Tsunade, you got, I'm missing somebody. It's Sarutobi. Like, come on, man. He just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit on a red team.
The thing is, right, for us, it doesn't seem that way. But it's like, if you were
new players.
If you were a free-to-play player that just wants units, like Orochimaru could seem like how you see a Matt's Limit Broken Tsunade, right? Because they don't have any red units, and they're playing free-to-play. So, you know, a lot of the times they don't have the pearls yet, you know, to get.
So, bro, let me ask you then: is limit breaking a? Do you think limit breaking is a feature really meant for free-to-play players?
No. Unless here's the thing, unless you grind and you actually have to put the work in, no.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing is, here's the thing, regardless of how you put it, whether you're free to play or play to play, you're gonna have to do the same amount of grind. You know, that's why I can kind of say yes and I kind of say no.
No, I think he meant like the feature of limit break. Was it meant to help out pay to play, or was it meant to help out free to play?
Free to play is what I'm
100%. Yeah.
I mean, let's be.
But even if you pull the top banner cards, in a sense, you still need to limit break some cards. You know.
That's why I'm kind of in between the road, right? Because it helps out both. A free to play unit limit breaks, right? Like a free to play unit limit breaks, just like how a banner card also limit breaks. So it's hard for me to tell you if he's only one way or the other. Because it at the end of the day, both kind of players benefit from the limit break system in terms of stats and shit, right? Like, you know, for example, you said the Orochimaru, right? Somebody that has Orochimaru but doesn't, you know, pull on banners, that shit could be used for them because it's a card that has 1600 attack mats, and they could limit break by just grinding out the Rio from multiplayer lobbies and the scrolls and shit. Now, for the actual crystals, it'll be a little tougher if they're low level, just simply because of the fact that the stamina is a factor, you know. But if I had to tell you, it's more lenient towards the pay-to-play players because they're more willing to throw a pearl for stamina. You get it? Than a free-to-play player. So I feel like, if anything, I'm still in the middle of the road, but I would say it's more lenient towards the people that are willing to pay.
Makes sense. And the other thing I wanted to point out just quickly, because I think we covered limit breaking a good amount, is that the limit breaking doesn't feel necessary to the content that's being dished out in the game, right? Like, I just beat Kisame Raid, and in my video, the only people that I had limit broken was a Neji to 110 and my Kabuto to 95, which made no difference. Like, I ran a Sasori, which wasn't limit broken. I ran Bravery Hinata, which wasn't limit broken. It's like, if I had them limit broken, yeah, maybe I would have cut down on time by like a minute or two. But it didn't mean that I can't beat the raid. Like, there's no raid in here that I can't beat because my characters aren't limit broken.
To be fair, though, your ninja's like maxed out too, though.
That's true, but it doesn't change. Like, he has an extra 200 attack, right?
I mean,
but it's like
good. I still say
that's 200.
Yeah.
No, that's not like like Mineji. Okay, he's maxed out dupes. Okay, we get that's a bad example, but like Sasori's a monster fully limit broken. But regardless of me limit breaking or not, I was still gonna beat that mission perfectly fine.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah.
So that's the point I was just trying to make is that currently the content in the game doesn't really require you to limit break to be beaten, and that's why I don't limit break as much because it's like, well, limit breaking is a cool thing and all, but what do I gotta do it? Because I know the next week's raid.
I disagree with you on one point, and it's only one that I can find, and that would be the Gara, the reformed Gara raid. You know where you gotta fight Temari, Kankuro, and Gara at the end.
Yeah.
Limit break skill units are a must on that shit. For you to do,
I mean, also skill like objective ones
for
too.
you to do the skill only objective on that, you need a limit breakable skill unit. You need limit breakable cards in order to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna get fucked in the ass, and that is a fact. But I do agree with you because that's the only example that I could truly find, and it's like elemental specific kind of objectives, which I could further the argument by saying every raid has elemental specific objectives, but you're still right. Like the game itself, you can beat the raids. The raids are like the core thing that you want to beat. You don't have to go for the objectives.
Like the objectives are nice. They're sides, right? They're not the core of the thing. Like the objectives are there for pearls. They're there for challenges, but they're not the core of the game. But yeah, I get what you're saying. For objectives, it helps having the limit break because you just got that stat boost. You got that stuff.
I would say especially for free to play players, it benefits them too because think about it that way. The free to play players are the ones that go for the objective pearls the most. Obviously, I'm paid to play at times. Right? But I still go for the objectives because I would rather go for the objectives than have to fucking throw down $25 for 50 pearls.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, definitely true. Anyone else have anything to say about limit break?
At the end of the day, if they don't listen to us at all, the simple thing is to solve this whole issue is to make it so easy to limit break that it's practically irrelevant. Like if they just don't even listen to anything we just said, just make it easy enough to do it.
Instead of it being a chore, make it more like something that I want to do because I want to improve this card.
Yeah, and I also mentioned just give it something cool. If you max limit break someone, maybe a first time limit break, so you can't like farm it up. Just give them like a pearl or two. Right? You got someone to 150. Okay, here's 2 pearls because there's only 29 limit breakable units. So over the course of the existence of this game, that's only another like 58 pearls. But I mean, it's nice to have. Yeah, and you're talking about banner cards. Not everyone has them. Or the other thing is give them an aura. So like you're in game, you see someone with a max limit broken character, and they got like this
blue chakra aura or some shit. Yeah.
Exactly, just something cool.
That makes you feel more rewarding. I just realized it goes into the other topic of gameplay.
All right. So next time, let's move on to gameplay because we spent plenty of time on limit breaking. All right. So, my first point was kind of the same thing. Ties in with limit break, but the core gameplay is limit breaking right now. So we already spoke about that. The next point is one of my strong believings is return awakening materials for characters.
Yes, please.
That is one. Everybody loved doing those.
There was so much fun in when you got that Zabuza, you got that Rock Lee, and it's like, okay, I know this guy is a monster when I awaken him, but now I gotta get through that raid. I gotta do it 6, 10, however many times to get his materials, just to get him to that point. That was so satisfying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that makes the gameplay even more fun, and it makes you play the raid more often, not just.
Let me make a comparison right quick. It's like it's like in Dokkan Battle when you get a new card and then you have to Dokkan him. Like that's what it felt like when you pulled an Itachi, and to make him a 6-star, you had to go get his rings. Like it just added a cool. It kind of makes the game just not about limit breaking. It adds other things for you to go and have like objectives.
Like it makes you it has other things for you to focus on, basically.
And then the other thing, it was at the time when those things, if those events came back right now, you can breeze through them with the current characters. But at the time of those events, those missions were so hard. You went into that Gara. Oh my god, Mike, that's my best guide on my YouTube channel. Never mind. You went into those missions, right? And like let's say you had someone join your lobby that had one of those characters that had awakening materials. You thought that guy was a beast. Like, damn, this guy's like awakened Chicago Gara.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Right? Like you know what I mean? Like there was like some sort of not like a respect type of thing, but kind of. There was like you respected people who had those characters because it's like they put in work.
Yeah, there was like an element of like skill involved in it, Like you could say, damn, this
it's
guy
not just
did it.
grinding up scrolls.
Yeah, like,
As Zabuza raid was hard as shit too, man. Like when it first came out,
I had to watch Toadski's video on how to beat that. Damn.
I remember actually was begging people to help me out on that raid, and when I did get the last like sword for Zabuza, I was like, bro, this shit, thank you, It's not the same feeling because the scrolls are there and you can easily get them. They're like so obtainable. Yeah. So
it's just like, oh, I gotta grind scrolls now. Man. It's like
you know what it is? It's like 100%. as soon as you get the character, okay, I already know it's gonna be awakened. Like even beforehand, I already have scrolls just waiting around because like like you already know you're gonna awaken your character. Now it's like you don't even get a chance to use the 5-star version of your 6-star characters. Like before, like I would have my Zabuza 5-star, and I would play with him for a long time before I finally get all the swords and turn them into a 6-star. Like bring that back. Like bring that back, please, guys. Bring that back.
Honestly,
that was a very enjoyable. But yeah.
Okay, so next point. Friend leader is currently badly like that feature is completely wrong in terms of execution, right? Yeah. The way the friend leader works is it's your captain or your leader person, but it ends up being that it conflicts with the luck because your luck is the same, is based off that first slot. So if you don't have the luck, there, then it's like you have to have your highest luck character in that slot, and what happens is the highest luck characters end up being shitty cards.
So you have the shitty cards. So they basically force you to bring shitty cards on your team.
And then it's not even just that, it's that it ends up conflicting with the friend leaders because like you go on your friends list and it's just a whole list of shitty cards.
Yep, because all everybody has to have 99 luck.
Yep. Right. Yeah. Well, the Dryas aren't as bad, but like back when it was Jorobos, holy 99 luck Jorobos.
I was one of those, man.
They have to change that, man. Oh my god.
So just a simple fix. Let us select the friend captain. You can just have it to be your strongest person. Right. Very easy fix. Next one, daily mission rewards are really bad. Not daily mission. Sorry. Daily. These are two completely different things I'm talking about. There's the daily rewards, the login bonuses. Yeah. Those are bad, right? Two pearls per 10 days isn't that good.
I just got my 200 today, and you know what I got?
10 pearls.
10 pearls, man. 200 days.
To be fair, if we're on the same topic, Toadski got 750 days and he got 5. So
I mean, when you think about it, we did ask for daily pearls, and they have been giving it to us.
So the other thing I was gonna say is a daily mission reward, similar to if you guys play Sword Art. There's 5 missions on there. You complete them all, you get 5 memory diamonds. But 5 memory diamonds on there is the equivalent of one pearl for us. So have a couple of missions. Okay, beat an A rank mission. Go play with a friend unit. Go do this. You do them all
without doing certain things like with conditions.
Like don't use a revive under 20 turns. Like just something simple. And then it's
Dokkan has that too.
Yeah, Dokkan has those. It's not as frequent. Like they're tied to events most of the time.
Yeah. So you do that. You get a pearl. You get 1 pearl is fine. So you have the availability of getting 1 pearl a day. Right. So at least in 2 weeks you can get 14 pearls. It's enough for like. You can do almost 3 pulls. So
that makes the game more lively and everything, yeah.
Next point is just very generic, needs different content. Right now the content is impact raids, emergency missions. They could easily make it so that we don't need emergency missions every single week. You can cut out like Chiriku, like whether he came in the game or not, we wouldn't care. Yeah. You could make it so that the time you spent on creating that Chiriku mission, you could have just added more story content.
Yeah,
right. Just something as simple as that.
They're trying to leak the story though. They're trying to
but just to put it all out onto the story thing, right? Like, that's the one thing that we don't get a week after JP. That's the one thing we haven't got.
Yeah, it takes. It's more things to translate. So,
I get it, but it's like what I'm saying is you should already have it set up to where you'll release it a week before, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you have
Yeah, it's
to
like
know-
don't release it on JP until you're gonna release it a week after on global.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
just have it set up so where it's like, okay, we already have it all translated. We just gotta wait for the week to go by so we can throw it on global. Like, that's what it should be, because they already know what the story is. They already know what they're gonna add to it. It's not like it's a secret.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, next point is this one isn't as bad nowadays, but definitely maybe a raid or two back. Multiplayer unplayable unless you own a 99 luck Jiraiya or one tail Naruto. These last two missions aren't as bad because they required you to have skill units or heart units.
Yeah.
Right? But other than that, if you don't have 99 luck, you get kicked out.
People love doing that.
100%.
And even sometimes, even when you do have them, they'll kick you, like, because they'll ask for something else. Like, oh, you have 99 luck, right? They'll ask for 99 luck, but they want a specific character. And it's like they won't
It's
tell
like
you.
99 luck Zabuza, please.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
you wouldn't know specifically what character they want at 99, so you just assume any card is good.
Yeah.
Next point, we went over this in limit breaking, but we need A rank scrolls and Ryu missions. Just very simple.
Just go over it.
We need them for the game.
Yeah.
Way too many 6 stars in this game. It makes it so that 1 to 4 stars are irrelevant, and even 5 stars to an extent.
Most 6 stars are too while we're at it.
Yeah, most 6 stars are irrelevant. This has more to do with the 7 stars coming out. It seems like they're making 6 stars the norm or the supporting units, and the 7 stars are going to be the big hitters.
Hope so.
But
Yeah.
you can only pray for that. Banner cards only give 1 to 2 cards at most, rather than 3 to 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I would like to
they,
see an Akatsuki banner.
They don't need to be the highest rarity cards, every single one of them, but just have more people in a banner. Simple.
Yeah.
Throwback to
Well,
when they had
5-star
5-star banners. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the latest one was like Choji and Kiba. Right? Like Choji was a 6-star and Kiba was a 5-star.
Way back then. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was legitimately like the last banner that had
If they
that.
just added more of those 5 stars, that would have been more fun, honestly.
Like I didn't use that Kiba, but like remember when Tsunade came out and they dropped that skill Kabuto? That skill Kabuto was good.
Yeah.
He's still used, right? You can still do that. When they dropped Bravery Hinata I still use on 99% of my raid runs. Just perfect dodge, 5-star character. So the next point is emergency missions don't feel like content. It's just a way to farm pearls.
100%
That's how I
on
see it.
that
That's
one,
how I
man.
see it. 'Cause
All right, they're just like,
Week by week.
thanks for another free pearls. I'm not complaining about the pearls
They're not
aspect,
challenging. They're not challenging.
but they don't feel like content.
Yeah.
We went over this as well. Mission objectives are unreasonably difficult on the highest difficulty. They're unreasonable on the highest difficulty. There doesn't seem to be like there's any end game content to work towards. Like, what am I building up my characters for? I don't have that feeling in this. Like,
Yeah, and I know we spoke about this before, but I feel like I need to throw it in again. Unique teams, like how Dokkan you have like the leader abilities, add unique team abilities, like certain
links,
characters,
teams, anything.
Character links, that's what it is. Add some goddamn character links, man. That switch up the game and make it even
the fact
more.
they didn't do that from the beginning, I feel like they're not gonna do that anymore. They would have to rework the entire game for that if they do it now.
It's crazy, man.
I mean, they could drop it in with like a rebirth thing. Like the 7 stars are the ones to have leader abilities.
They could do it too, I guess. Just to be lazy, bucks,
That's what makes a 7-star unique. Right? Let's say they have it so that the 7 stars stat lines are relatively close to a level 150 character, but they have a leader ability.
Yeah.
Right. Something like heart up 10%. Something simple. So it's not game breaking, but right.
Just
glance
over
the
rest of the stuff, man, because it is kind of long-winded, man.
Yeah, as I was saying.
If you're running Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura, like you should get like a Team 7 link, like maybe 100%, 100 attack boost, or some unique little something that happens when you run like a unique squad. I feel like I don't know, it'd make the game a lot cooler. Like,
Okay. Next point is a luck tiering system for the emergency missions. So right now, when people farm emergency missions for characters, they just do C rank with the highest amount of luck, 99 luck. There's no incentive to do A rank. So make it so that at least A rank drops 3 or 4 luck cards. B rank gives you like 2 luck, and then 1 luck for C.
Yeah.
Something simple. So that's the gameplay. I think we talked about each point a little bit as we went on. So I'm just gonna move on to the quality of life changes now. So quality of life changes aren't like core gameplay. They're just nice things to add on that'll make the game a little bit better. Right now, friend summons are completely useless. Change that up.
Yeesh.
Doesn't need any explanation. They added a communication system for multiplayer, but it isn't used whatsoever. Besides the pings, but even that, like it's a step in the right direction. It can be improved. Just some things like stall, ultimate, switch, those 3 words, just add those. We're good. Another quality of life is remove fake golds from banners. Don't give us awakened.
Oh boy.
You can still give awakened 4 stars, but change their poster to like a shiny silver.
But
just change it to their original poster, but with an effect.
Well, that's what fake golds are, basically, right?
No, but the thing is, when you get a gold right now, you can't tell if it's an awakened 4-star or not, right? If they just give you a silver, like I don't mind getting awakened 4 stars. It's the fact that they confuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting a 6-star or not.
No, I get you.
Yeah, when I see a gold, I want to know if I'm getting.
Right. There's nothing wrong with the awakened aspect of it, but just have it so that if it's awakened, it's still the same poster as their unawakened version.
What I'm saying is like when I said remove them, what was basically remove the fact like that you can confuse them. Make it so that's an awakened 4-star.
Distinguishable. Yeah. Distinguish it. That's it. We already talked about the daily rewards. Next point, Granny Cat Shop should be permanent or at frequent minimum.
Yeah, it should be frequent.
We'll see how that goes on when the game drops.
At the very least, every time a Blazing Fest drops. At the very least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Drop rates in general tend to be problems in this game. Exactly. This is a big one. Separate box for materials. Or if not even that, separate box for limit break crystals.
Separate box for materials would be the biggest fucking improvement to like the limit break, because a lot of the times people don't have that kind of space to fucking get all the crystals. Because imagine if it was like metals on Dokkan, right, where you can get like 999 of each before you like max out. That'd be fucking dope, dude. That'd be dope, because you would never have to worry about, oh my god, my inventory. You literally just
so annoying.
And like grind. And Dokkan boxes go to like 1,000, and you can't even get materials in there.
Yeah, it's
so
wild.
This it's just natural that as the game progresses, we're gonna need bigger box space. There's nothing.
I don't doubt that they're gonna do that at some point. They did increase like the match rank and shit, so I should give you a hint.
Okay, and one thing I didn't write it in, but I want to include it, is that your friend list can only be increased by pearls. They should make it, every other goddamn gacha game has it so that you can increase your friends list with ninja rank or with rank.
Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking of that, man.
I don't know how much it is to max from like 20 to 100 or however it was.
Yeah, but like,
yeesh, I did that.
It's five slots per pearl.
Oh,
but,
well.
You need a good couple of pearls.
But still, yeah.
Yeah.
So like you needed like 15 pearls, but either way, that's 3 pulls. Some sort of benefit to doing multi-pulls. I'm not talking about step banners or guaranteed banners, anything like that. Just on average, other games have. Dokkan doesn't have this, but One Piece has this. Sword Art has this, where it's always 10 plus 1. You do a multi, you pay for 50, and you get an 11th pull.
Okay, I got you.
Right. Or it doesn't even have to be that. Just a better incentive. Because they don't even guarantee you a minimum anything, I think, in this game, right? Like you get a minimum SR, not that it matters in Dokkan, but just some better incentive for multi summons.
Yeah.
If I have to add something to this, though, it would be also try to get more bundles in there. Like
different bundles,
like the bundles,
right?
Every time they announce like, oh, Sasuke's coming back, it's like, why are you announcing that? Like,
add some new shit. Yeah.
Like.
It's annoying. Yeah, I agree.
It's like, bro, announce something that's gonna be new. Don't announce to me when you're gonna release Guy again or fucking Sakura.
Yeah.
It seems dumb and like redundant. Like
when they released up until Guy, the way they were going, I thought they were gonna like every other week is gonna be a new bundle.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah, but now it's
I'm a whale apparently.
But that was like 2 months into the game, and now it's like 6 months into the game now.
It's like you can't find like a common middle ground. They have to either do too much or do too little. It's like, dude,
one bundle a month, pretty simple. And the last point is a way to refresh or reset our friends list. This has to do with once, like, if I can't, like, I know that I have an Utakata friend on my list, but he's not showing up on the goddamn thing.
Like
I don't want to
how
have to.
Dokkan just recently implemented that, yo. They just recently added
Yeah.
that shit, man. That shit was so annoying.
So, so just something like that. It's like, I know I have 100 friends. Like, what am I spending pearls on my friends list for if I can't even get to use all of them?
I mean, one thing I do like that I have to say is that that one thing I feel that Blazing did right that Dokkan didn't do was on Dokkan, regardless how many times you reset the app, it didn't change. You had to go to a mission and then quit it. Then you know the friend list would change. But on Blazing, all you gotta do is reset the app and like that'll change. You know, like the actual friends list will change.
That's true. It's still tedious though.
Fucking annoying. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So those were like the whole list of the changes that, you know, I went through. There's definitely going to be more added as we think of them, but that's kind of what we were at right now. So I don't know what else to talk about.
That's all I gotta say.
We don't have to say nothing else, man. We don't have to say nothing else.
Yeah.
If you have anything, you can throw it, you know. But like, we don't have to like really add on to anything, you know.
Nah, man. All I gotta say is I'm looking forward to see what new changes they're gonna try to bring to Naruto Blazing. I'm gonna try to see if we can get this feedback to Bandai Namco. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right.
All right. So everybody Gucci. Everybody said their piece.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so it went about. I would say it went about an hour and some change. You know, not bad, but not bad. But you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just say thank you guys for whoever watches it. Okay. And you know what? I think we went over everything pretty well. We did kind of fucking talk about Limit Break a lot, but given the fact that it's like one of the biggest problems at the moment, you know, I think it was better to do it this way. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed. All right, hopefully we can do another podcast later down the line when more new shit comes out. You know, give us give impressions on Yugito Nii raid. You know, the new game mode and all that, because at the moment we don't really have anything other than the initial scan that came out. But anyways, that's where we're gonna end it. Peace.